There it is. The 1989 Maytag A512 Fabric-Matic washing machine is up and running again. I've done a couple of washes in it already. I only recorded one of them. I can confirm that it is working perfectly fine. Yeah, sometimes the lid does that. It makes an interesting screeching sound. But then again, sometimes it doesn't, see? Model number is up here. It's an A512. It's 240 volts because we're in New Zealand. It's also 50 hertz. That's the serial number. It's a Series 10, and I believe that's what makes the orbital transmission. Extra capacity, so it's the larger one. We've got infinite water level selection, 3 temperature settings, all cold rinses, and 3 different cycles, including a delicate fabric cycle. But this machine is only 1 speed. The A612 has the 2-speed motor, but this is an A512, so it only has 1 speed. So yeah, the delicate fabric cycle is more like intermittent agitation. So yeah, anyways, excuse me. You see here we've got the turquoise shark fin agitator, and then the shiny extra capacity white tub, which is in decent shape, as you can see there. This does have a bleach dispenser. I cleaned the tub ring, so it looks nice now. I also disabled the lid switch, and I understand that that also disables the out of balance sensor, but I was trying it by just holding it with something without disabling it completely, and I couldn't stand not being able to close the lid while the cycle was running, and then also every time I went to go wipe down the lid, it would either pause the timer or nearly break the peg that I was disabling the lid switch with. So yeah, I just couldn't do that, so I went ahead and disabled it. You can hear it doesn't click now. So yeah, that's the Maytag. So we'll go ahead and get some laundry going in it. This will be the first full cycle I've done in it since I've used it, because the loads that I've been doing have been small. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So go ahead and get this loaded up. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing today is actually a load of towels. So I'm going to set this to about there on large, warm, cold. Don't use hot water with my towels. Just find it a little too hot. 12 minutes on the regular fabric cycle. Timer's out, water's on. I'll go ahead and turn the power on. There goes the warm water. Got some pods. I'm gonna throw in 2. It's the first towel. There's another one. This is quite a big washing machine. I'm not gonna lie. interesting. Might be able to fit in one more. There we go. And a microfiber. So there are a couple of things I've noticed about this machine. Number one is that the pressure switch is set to fill the machine quite high. It fills well above the top row of holes. That's why I only have it set to large. You can also hear a squeaking noise coming from somewhere down there. I'm not too sure what that is. It's not the pump. There's also the back panel in the back. It's only being held on by one screw. So during the wash cycle it tends to vibrate. However, I found that if I hold the lid, it stops. But if I let go of it, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but it is vibrating. And it is somewhat annoying me. But yeah, I'll have to deal with that. I think one day I'll probably pull it out and see if I can find some screws that can fit in there, hold it down. But yeah, you can see here it's agitating. It agitates really quickly. And you can see here the microfiber towel is being pulled down several times. And unlike the Whirlpool, we've actually got some suds building up. See, there goes the microfiber towel again. Oh yeah, it does have lint filter. You see, it's actually catching things. So I'm gonna let go of the lid for a second so that we can have a look beneath the machine. So there's the motor. And if you look up there, you can see the wiring. Which is cool. And if you pay close attention, you can also see the sliding plate is wiggling a bit. There's the pump. Got a little dusty. And then here's the belts. Then of course, the orbital transmission, which as you can see, it's actually indexed So the way that this works is, see now it's agitating. And usually that's not supposed to be moving. That's supposed to be at a standstill. It's just because it's such a heavy load, it's causing the tub to index. But yeah, the gears on the inside are moving, but when it reverses to spin, those gears lock up and it causes the entire transmission to spin. Only this way, not the direction it's going now. And you can see there's one of the back panels back there. It's the one up top that's causing all the vibrations. I tried to stop it with the magnet, and I think it probably worked on that one, but not the one up top. It still vibrates a ton. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to deal with that until I can get back there again. That reminds me, well, real quickly, let's check on the... Okay, we've got 6 minutes. Alright, I'm going to hold on to the lid again. So getting this machine in here was not easy. Because of how well this machine was made, I found that it's actually very heavy, and so getting it onto the dolly and moving it was very difficult. I'm not used to moving appliances that are this heavy. It's quite incredible. But that wasn't even the trickiest part. The trickiest part was actually getting this machine hooked up to water, because the water valve, it's like it's tucked away in its own little corner, because it's not like the Whirlpool where the water valve just sticks out from the back panel. It has its own little corner. And I think that's because the American water hose, unlike the ones here, they don't have that curve. It's just a straight line of hose. They don't have the curve at the end. But the ones here, they actually do. And so it was very difficult trying to get the hoses on. And that was the only thing. Most of the hoses that I have, because I have quite a few hoses, but most of them I haven't tested, and I found that a lot of them don't actually work, and it was difficult trying to figure out which ones worked and which ones didn't. And in the end, I ended up using the Whirlpool's water hoses, because those ones I actually got from Bunnings, because it could actually reach over to the Whirlpool's water valves, because the source of water is over there and the valve is way over here, and I needed a hose that could make it that far, so that's why I bought it from Bunnings. But yeah, that was the only one that I could get hooked up to the Maytag, so I ended up taking off the Whirlpool's water hoses, so it currently does not use water. But yeah, that was difficult. But I got it hooked up to water, so that's the important thing. And I think the other things were pretty easy. Getting the drain hose in there. Although my drain pipe doesn't have enough room for the Maytag's hose and the Whirlpool's, so I have the Whirlpool draining into there now. first ran this machine, I thought that the pipes couldn't handle it draining, but I actually think it can. I think it's okay with that. I think it can just barely do it, because that's how quick this machine can drain. It's incredible. So yeah, that was, you'll see here in a sec, it's actually about to stop. We're on the 2-minute mark, but I've actually found that the 2-minute is actually kind of like 1 minute, so it should be getting ready to stop. Maybe now, actually. Sometime now. It's done a great job with these towels. There we go. Now I can let go of the lid, because I don't think it vibrates when it spins. And this brings me on to my next point. This is the first one that I've run in person, and I found that it's a lot noisier in the wash than I expected. But yeah, it's just something I didn't realize it was this noisy, but I mean, I guess that's okay. However, I've found that it is impressively quiet during the spin. I mean, listen to it. You can hardly hear anything. Occasionally, this machine will squeak during the spin, very silently, but most of the times it does okay. I'm not so sure what that squeak is, but it actually seems to be fine. But yeah, see, we're pretty on time for the spray rinse. And that's how come I think that it's okay draining. Pipes can just about handle it. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod so you have a look at this. See that? And because we have great water pressure, it's actually quite strong, that spray, right? So it's getting the camera. And this might seem, I'm pretty sure if I close the lid, and that's with the front off. This is really all you can hear. And I find that very impressive to see the transmission spinning. Now, last time I recorded this, I missed the machine braking, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this thing set up so we can see it brake. The brake is okay as well, that's another thing. It does a pretty good job braking. hear it now. You hear that? That was the squeak. I think it'll always do that when it breaks. Anyways, let's check on the lint. Here we got some. Let's see here. Rinsing. And the control panel on this machine is very reflective, as you can see. I mean, look at that. Look at how reflective that is. It's incredible. I think you might even be able to see the camera in the reflection. Yeah, you can. Alright. Let me lift this back up. I'm going to kick that up to extra large so that we can see how high it fills. Because it does feel pretty high. You see here, it fills pretty quickly, considering it's just cold water. So we're nearly up to the top row of holes. We've just got 2 more rows to go. If I remember correctly, I think it fills up to the fabric softener dispenser. See, this is where it should stop, I think. So yeah, it's going over the top row of holes now. Oh, let me hold on to the lid so it doesn't vibrate. So yeah, that's I think that's pretty high. But yeah, maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to fill over the top row of holes. I have to find more videos of this machine, because, I mean, only so many of these had the orbital transmission in them. And there's very few videos of this machine. But yeah, I'll have to find one of them to see how high it fills. But yeah, you can see here it's taking everything down just fine. And despite everything that I put in there, you can see there's actually still plenty of room. See all the suds we're getting out. Rinsing. Finally it stops. It's a very short rinse, I think. Very short rinse. this was a dependable care, which it kind of is because it has an orbital transmission, but yeah, it isn't. If it was, it would be about right now. It would be doing a very short spray rinse. But then again, the dependable care only does a short spray rinse during the first spin, so I think that kind of covers for it, because this one does a pretty long spray rinse. But yeah, we balanced perfectly fine. I think the weak point on the spin drain machine is definitely small loads, because I've noticed that if you do a small load in a spin drain washing machine, when it starts spinning, all the clothes move onto one side, and it's kind of it'll make it more likely to go off balance on small loads. But if you have a big load, there's less of an opportunity for it to do that, so yeah, usually it's fine with the bigger loads, but that's just something I've noticed. So, and then plus the fact that this thing does fill quite high, so the small on this machine is also not very small at all. I think small is more like medium, and medium is more like large, and then large is extra large, and then extra large is kind of well up there. So I think it's best if we leave all the small loads to the Whirlpool over here. Plus, it is the smallest of its kind. It's only 24 inch. But yeah, we're going nice and smoothly. Pump, sucking out all the water. Gears in the transmission have locked up so that this thing can spin. And then of course the motor is doing its job. And you can hear the pump starting to suck air. It will get noisier as the cycle ends, but I've noticed that the lid actually blocks out a lot of that. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. Oh, now I've blurred it. Oh well. Almost done. Let's not miss this one, because the spin on this is actually very short. Surprisingly. So I timed. Oh, there it goes. Doing the squeak. And you heard the timer click off. So that's the end of the cycle. It did a great job. Let me see. Yeah, the towels smell nice and clean. It's actually not too bad with water extraction. These towels feel quite decent. Of course, it is 20 RPM slower than the Whirlpool, and the Whirlpool does do a 6-minute spin, I think. I believe it's 6 minutes. Yeah. Man, I'm pulling out all these towels. I can't believe. And this was barely a full load. At least not to my standards. I thought this load was going to be huge. This is barely anything. It's true, this is much bigger than the Whirlpool. It's impressive. Well, there you go. A full load of towels right there. From the 1989 Maytag A512 Fabric-Matic washing machine. There'll be plenty more videos of this one, and of course that one, hopefully soon, in the future. So, I'll see you guys, as always, in the next video. Bye for now.